Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is Shego Aremu on the Aremu's Family TV. We are super grateful that you are watching this video. If this is your very first time of watching, we say thank you. Please do us a favor, click the subscribe button and please do leave your notification bell turned on so that you are notified each time we post a new video. If you are a returning subscriber, please smash the like button as this will help us grow our content, our influence, and our followership on YouTube. There are lots of talking points, issues to talk about, and I am ready to just share my thoughts and opinion.
It will be very difficult for the northern voters to vote. And that's the situation now. And those workers who are against, in the actual sense, working against LP, Southeast, and so on, what they believe is if you put anybody under this arrangement from that side of the country, the North voters will not vote. And who will they vote? Their own candidate in the Southeast, I mean in the North.
So, can you or would you be a running mate to Peter Obi?
That's what I'm saying.
Would you like to be as a person, personally?
Ordinarily, you see, I'm jobless now. I'm not doing any job. So to become a vice president,
you can be a vice president.
But what I'm telling you is that if anybody from the South is now under this circumstance, becomes the presidential candidate of our party or any other party, the implication is that because of the activities and many other issues that are real on the ground, northern voters will certainly go for their northern candidate in another party.
So the thinking is
the thinking is that it's not whether I like it or I don't like it. The fact remains that
the numbers,
everybody will lose. The number he will lose, I will lose.
So if Peter Obi is coming to join you, it will be your running mate.
As long as you want to vote from the North, that's the situation, fortunately or unfortunately, today.
There is a serious problem for Peter Obi or for people like us who believe that it is time for the obedient fellow citizens, to march to the ASO Villa. But unfortunately, I think that interview has thrown a lot of doubt or has casted a lot of doubt into the partnership or the discussion that is ongoing between those two parties. And for me, one of the things that he mentioned that I think will not sell or would not go down well with the obedient citizens are the fact that Peter Obi would most likely be his vice president if any arrangement like that is going to work. And he was making mention of the fact that the North has a voting bloc, the issues in the southeastern region, and so many other factors, religion, and many other things. But for me, I don't know, for other obedient fans, I think that is not going to work. That is not going to work.
Kwankwaso has nothing in his background, that convinces anybody that he can match Peter Obi. So it's not a matter of seniority. So it's a matter of capability.
Mr. Peter Obi will not be a running mate to Kwankwaso.
Let me tell you, that discussion or those discussions about merger, alliance and all that was led by me from our side.
Is he still alive?
It's dead. D-E-A-D, dead and buried. So finished.
So no alliance. Mr. Peter Obi will not align with Kwankwaso.
He's not Mr. Peter Obi. The Labour Party and its presidential candidate have long since withdrawn from that conversation. It was NNPP that continued to try to benefit from the traction of the popularity of Obi. And I'm now an elder statesman. Out of maturity, I decided that we will not take them on media-wise. So we kept quiet. But they kept on, going on. That alliance, the talk about the alliance had been dead for over 4 weeks. I am telling you, I am the leader of the team that went to discuss with Kwankwaso, and it was dead. We were deadlocked. The moment I asked them one single question, I said, is it fair? Would you consider it appropriate and okay for a northern president, a president of northern extraction and a Muslim, to finish 8 years, and another northerner a Muslim northerner from the next state in the same zone takes over from him. And the three of them unanimously said, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. As far as I'm concerned, this discussion was over. And it has remained over since then. But we did not come to media because I respected those who we were discussing with. I never said anything. I've never mentioned anything publicly. This is the first time I'm publicly commenting on the matter. And it's because they have thrown it into the wind.
If Peter Obi was going to step down and become a vice president, definitely he would have looked at PDP, for example, because PDP has a broader platform than that of Rabiu Kwankwaso. But since that he intends to create a new movement, a new order, is not ready to stay with an old wine, Peter Obi is ready to form alliance with credible, powerful political parties who can help remove the two dominant parties out of the political scene in Nigeria. This is going to be a very, very tall order for him to accomplish. And this interview has really shown that he has a lot of work to do before he can actually actualize this dream of his. As it stands at the moment, I think the third force, which I talked about in our video, is in serious jeopardy as we speak. And just like I said, Peter needs to work more or reach out to the power brokers in the north so that he can have a chance. Because let's face it, the noise that we are hearing now are just online tweeters, bloggers, celebrities, and these are not the people that will deliver the presidency to Peter Obi. Okay, Lagos alone, as populated as the city is, cannot deliver the presidency. We have lots of people who are not on Twitter, who are not on Instagram. We have a huge voting bloc in the north that needs to be penetrated by the obedient forces so that he can be the president. But as it stands right now, it's not possible because no region is stipulated in the Constitution of Nigeria that at least 75%, you must have at least 25% in each of the state. Is it 75% of the states? And so even if he gets all the votes in Southeast is just too small. And look at what is going on in the Southeast right now. There is APC in the Southeast. They control 2 states in Ebonyi and Imo State. And when it comes to presidential elections, generally, it always skewed towards the PDP. Okay? When we talk about the gubernatorial election, probably in Anambra, it's always APGA. But when it comes to presidential elections, it's always PDP. That is one thing that Peter Obi will have to contend with. Secondly, there is unrest in the Southeast, which affects the turnout during election. Yes, the Anambra election was held. There were huge police presence in virtually all the polling units. But when it comes to the presidential elections, the security forces will be stretched to their limits. And so they cannot guarantee that there will be police presence in virtually all the local government or all the polling units across the nation. And so, who knows, there may be a sit-at-home order, and all this unrest coupled with the fact that they have the lowest voting bloc of all the other regions in the country makes it a very, very tall order. And it means that he needs to, change his strategy, okay? This should not be a religion-driven politics. Else, he's not going to win. This should not be an Igbo-driven agenda. Else, he's not going to win. He has to build coalition. He has to build support. He has to build network. He needs the North, and that's just the way. The story just keeps unraveling unfolding dimensions, and this is something that I think the PDP must be very careful about. They need to manage this situation very well, but unfortunately, the chairman of the party is on vacation. Atiku too is on vacation. These are sensitive period that they should not be going for vacation. I'm sorry to say, they should be putting their house in order. When your house is in order, then you can go on vacation. You can take as many trips as you want. But at the moment, I think it was totally insensitive or wrong for them to have taken that trip. Although Wike too came to Turkey, I made a call to him to come to give me a phone call. I waited all day. I didn't see anything. I'm not sad anyway. By the way, that's that. Sending a reconciliation party to him is a good move on the part of the PDP, and the presidential nominee of the party, which is Atiku Abubakar, is going to champion this. And I think that PK, being a faithful, loyal party man, is going to, I know it will take a lot of give and take, negotiations, a lot of promises and so on, because PDP needs Wike. Wike is the biggest force or the strongest outside Atiku at the moment in the party, and they need everything. They need everyone on board in order to be able to stand a chance. As of now, I don't see them winning. Even if Wike comes on board, I don't see them winning, because for me personally, I don't think that the Yoruba nation or the Igbo nation can support a Fulani man at the moment, at this material time. I think I also agree with many pundits who believe that Atiku made the right choice between Okowa and Wike. Atiku had been the vice president of the country for 8 years, and towards the end of the presidency of Olusegun Obasanjo, we could see that they had issues, they had problems. Atiku was a strong politician. Remember that he stepped down for Abiola in 1992, 1993, as the election was approaching, and Atiku had built a strong, dynamic base for himself. And so it was very difficult for the president of the nation to be able to shape or mold someone like that to what he wanted. Obasanjo has already said it again and again, that having Atiku Abubakar as vice president was one of the worst mistakes of his life. And many people still have the opinion that Atiku was one of the main force that fought the third-term agenda of the president. And so with that kind of knowledge, Atiku would never settle for a Wike, because Wike is strong. Wike has a platform. Wike has the base. And if he's given the VP slot, definitely it's going to grow stronger and stronger. And the president may not be able to control him. And one thing is sure, if Wike had been the vice president and they had won the presidency, Wike would have definitely been eyeing the top job himself. And he would have succeeded Atiku. Definitely, I'm sure of that. And if Atiku also had maybe a third-term agenda, if he was president, I know Wike would have spoken out his mind and, like that. So I think Atiku was right in the sense that he went for Okowa. Okowa is also a good politician. And Delta State, in the last presidential election, produced more votes for the PDP, more than Rivers. So I think it's also not that it's not a very terrible choice on the part of Atiku. I just think that the way manner in which he handled the whole situation wasn't good enough. And let's see if their reconciliation team can bring Wike back to the table, because at the moment the lion is silent.